for something like that.
I'm gonna say something even more offensive. I like Town more as a starter stage. But
enough of that from us.
Yeah.
Incendiary takes for the moment here. LuckyTails looking to get off a pretty strong strategy here, but Ichnee-san, again, they've used almost in the ice bust we saw a couple patches ago at the moment.
Yeah, it's both a nerf and a buff, so instead, I guess, just changing how the character plays. That Nair, while it will send a little bit farther, that does mean that it can be used later in the game as a kill option if needed, which is always nice to have. But out of 0 to death range does mean that we're going to probably be seeing a lot less reliance on that grab. And it also seems like LuckyTails is just not a grab-reliant player, which is a bit strange for Luigi players, because you see a lot of them really just love to pick for those grabs.
That you do, but you gotta mix up your options, but you don't want to be too predictable and stuff. Right now, Ichnee-san just, at the moment, looking pretty strong here, but he just fell a little too far off stage here at the moment. I don't know, he's looking for another, maybe a bit of a back air, the stage spike, but unfortunate there, but LuckyTails right now with the stock lead, and Ichnee, oh no!
Wow, a 3-1 lead already. It is not looking great for Ichnee-san here, and there we go, there's that grab. Already great damage there.
And with the misfire there, looking for this the meme is because.
Oh wow! The turnaround up B out of shield takes that, and that's already a great start for LuckyTails right now. Ichnee-san getting 3-stocked. Oof, that's gotta hurt. Especially for
like you said, it was their first tournament. Well, this may be their first tournament, so maybe a little bit of nerves and such. But regardless, can't get too discouraged by that.
Yeah, exactly. You gotta stay strong. You gotta really. It's definitely a skill to have to lose terribly in one game and then just immediately bring it back and just be like, okay, next game that's gonna be completely different. And it's gonna be interesting to see if Ichnee-san has that skill. Because it doesn't matter how good you are at the technical level, if you're not very good at the mental level, you know, if you fall apart, if you choke very often, or say you just keep doing something predictable and then you don't try to adapt, it doesn't matter how good your technical skill is, because you won't land it.
It's arguably more important to have a good mental game, I say, than your ability with the controller and such. As we've seen before, both in real sports and here in esports. For sure. How they have the mind state, they realize like, yes, I can still do what I need to do. I can still get the option I'm looking for. I can still find my openings and take my chances, more than any ability to go, yes, I know exactly the combo and the percent is going to work at and such. It's very good to have technical ability and prowess and such, but having a strong mental is probably going to be more important for you, especially if you want to make it further in tournaments. Have a good autopilot's also a good tool to have.
Yeah, and another thing though, this is not a knock at technical skill, because technical skill is then what you use to further advance your mental, because then you're able to capitalize off of your wins in neutral significantly better, which is a lot easier on the mind, because then you don't have to think as much if you can kill in, say, 3 hits versus someone who doesn't really have the tactical skill and has to kill in like 5 to 10 hits.
And speaking of thinking of other options and such, we see a character switch from Ichnee-san here to Mega Man as we're switching over to Battlefield for game 2 here. I wonder what the choice was for Mega Man. Yeah,
it's an interesting pick, because from what I saw in the chat, Ichnee-san has played this character since since Brawl. So, oh wow, is this a 0 to death to? Okay, no, not a 0 to death to start it off, but
you need a 0 to death and you got to be like that, and a little pop off there, LuckyTails.
That's gotta hurt for Ichnee-san there, and seems like LuckyTails is just satisfied with camping Ichnee-san out right now. Oh, the grab made it so that the Crash Bomber went back on Ichnee-san there. That's gotta hurt.
I've never seen that before, honestly. I don't think that's an interaction I've seen before myself.
It's definitely a weirder one because that Crash Bomber has a lot of shenanigans. Oh, but with that grab, that's going to deal a lot more damage. And already, it's a full stock lead for LuckyTails here. And
it's like going here in the middle of the stage. Back air follows up.
It's going to be up to LuckyTails here to be able to make it even bigger, or up to Ichnee-san right now to bring this back to at least even. But as the game progresses, it just seems harder and harder for Ichnee-san to get anything going.
I like the idea on the read there for the up smash from Ichnee-san, but LuckyTails is already was to fall on the platform.
Yeah, this is looking grim right now for Ichnee-san, but very good job on being patient, catching onto one of LuckyTails' habits there of just really liking to just run up and go for that up B.
We saw not being a good option afterwards just to go for the up smash immediately after, rather than maybe something like a run up forward smash.
Yeah, but that's a perfect example of that talk about mental game that we were talking about earlier, and the technical. Ichnee-san, is starting to get that technical to work now because they're starting to adapt. They're starting to get everything to work. And now,
Again with shield drops.
Yeah.
Oh.
This is good damage.
Good damage. Just something to get out of it.
Yeah, but it looks like Ichnee-san is finally starting to adapt, finally starting to at least get a bit more comfortable because already doing significantly better than that previous game. And it's going to be up to Ichnee-san to be able to bring this back. Already almost a stock difference instead of more than a stock. Okay, yeah.
LuckyTails really liking these up B options here.
Yeah, it seems like Ichnee-san has definitely picked up on that. Cycloning out of the tornado, I find that hilarious.
And here we go.
Ichnee-san has already managed to get a significantly better game too than that first game. Wow.
Maybe back was just a few of the pick, you know. Some of the try out and mess with. Has the Mega Man in the back pocket here. Dash attack with the Z-grab for the Metal Blade.
Yeah.
Good recovery back to stage here. Living at 101 at the moment. 60% stock difference. Oh no. Oh. But we were talking about it before, the walk up B.
Yeah.
And LuckyTails gonna take a 2-0 here.
Yeah, that's definitely one of LuckyTails' favorite things to do, especially in that entire set. Maybe they were fooling around a bit, but